Hey, howdy, hey there, ho there, hi there.
Mm-hmm.
Time for your weekly hour of awkwardness.
Mm.
Fuck Nestle. Hey, the fucking CEO said that water isn't a human right. He can go fuck himself.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, we're continuing with what I have decided to call Hamalot. That being the story of a neckbeard by the name of Andrew. We're on part 4 of this, or A Day of the Gym. I will say, like, so far, I don't have a reason to doubt that this stuff actually happened. It's just more that the author's kind of a
Neckbeard in and of himself.
little bit, like, not full beard, but definitely
Yeah.
mildly cringe. Mildly cringe. Like, if his description of himself is true, like the whole thing of like someone who works out a lot and like is pretty fucking built, like, good for him, but at the same time, like, ow. Anyway. Hey guys. Oh, right, this is written by festasmaximus. Also, you're listening to What Are We Reading? That's what WARW stands for. WAWR stands for. Yeah, that. You fucking early 2000s emo kid. My name's Llytic.
I'm Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway.
I have long black hair. That's how I got my name. That goes all the way down to my back, and eyes like cool, pale, limpid tears. And I've been told I look a lot like, was it Amy Lee? No,
Yeah.
Aunt Lee. Amy Lee.
No. Was it Amy Lee or Gerard Way? Something like one of those.
No. She said that I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was because he's so freaking hot.
Oh yeah. That's what she said. That's what she said.
Yes,
That's
the
Jess.
one who just yeah, that's Jess. And the one that decided to say WAWR means I love it. Here's our resident normal person.
To the normal. Hi. Oh man.
We have the guy who used the name of a troll Sona as his online handle. We have Weeb. And we have normal.
I don't know if I'm normal, if we're being honest, but I'll accept it.
What is normal?
I really don't think I'm normal, but it's fine. I'll accept it.
Suddenly remembering a quote that Albert Einstein supposedly said about common sense, but at the same time, Albert Einstein fucked his cousin. So you know what? Maybe he's not the best, like, judge on this. Anyway. Hey guys, so nice to be able to vent about Andu for once, and this story is going to be good as we are going to the gym today. Put on your running underwear, strap down your moobs with a sports bra, because we're lifting today. You know, I think it's safe to just skip the fucking character intros this time.
Same as before, probably.
Second verse, same as the first. Like, looking over them, they're the same.
Because he doesn't want to be creative and actually write something as the story progresses. He just wants to copy and paste. Good job.
I will say,
I'm
most of them that I've seen that do the character intro thing, granted, it's weird how that became the meta in the first place, but most of them that did the character intro thing, they tend to have some changes between each one. Like, Lady K is a good example. Like, the character intros weren't the same for each one. They changed with what was going on in the story. Did I say Lady? Lady Saber. Lady Saber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, like, that sort of thing can be done well. It's just a combination of how this guy describes things as well as the fact that he's just copy and pasting them each time. Or did copy and paste them. I think these are from like 4 years ago. Anyway. I guess your starting line is going to be oh boy. Our we last left. Ichi-Tan.
Yeah, give me a second.
No, I'm just scrolling into mine.
So we last left our hero after our escapades in the world of Counter-Strike. But by this point, I was fearing for my gains, so we went to the local gym, a sanctuary for muscle and tone, a place where like-minded people could get together and get swole. Not a euphemism. We went and purchased a membership each.
Euphemism.
Lady K, Mr. A, and I, and went to get changed in our respective locker rooms. Hyped for a long-awaited workout, we didn't see the sight before our eyes. Andrew, clad in far too form-fitting workout gear, was already at the gym. At least he didn't stalk us, and had the sense to remove the hat from his greasy hair.
Well, yeah, you don't want the hat unless you're doing outside workouts during, like, summer. And I guess winter, too, because, like, you know, cold air to an exposed forehead can fuck you up. You know?
Sure.
It will. Like, that's the whole thing of, like, whenever they do the whole thing of what this temperature will do to your body, it oftentimes is, like, this long with an exposed forehead and you will die.
I know.
Because I have to read a lot. We have a system for the gym. My friends and I will spot for Lady K, she will spot for Mr. A. Who will spot for me? It works well, and we don't get in each other's way. Today, Mr. A was doing his back with many pull-ups and chin-ups alike, whereas Lady K and I were working legs.
Have a skip leg day.
Woo! Leg day!
Leg day!
It was agreed that Lady K would spot for me today, as Mr. A was on the other side of the gym, and I did not want to constantly disturb him. We started our warm-up doing the same exercises as we would be doing with no additional weight to warm up, and then got onto a squat rack. I love squats. You feel like
Atlas.
Yeah, I wanted to say Atlantis. I don't know why. I don't know why.
The sunken continent.
It's just like you sink your butt in the air doing those squats.
You know,
But
when I do squats, I feel like Poseidon's throwing me into the ocean.
Atlas, when you lift more than your own body weight, and the leg soreness is all but gone for me as I do leg day so often. I rack 80 kilograms, 175 pounds.
Shit, that's more than I weigh.
Yeah? More than I weigh, too. Whew. To start off with, and lift it easily. Lady K doesn't need to spot me here. I could do this lift asleep. So great is my masculinity.
You were doing great, you ruined it, man. You could have just left.
Dude.
If he had just left with I could do this lift asleep, it would have been fine.
So he's lifting about my weight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And if he
This is
didn't
why
bring up
I
his
constantly
masculinity, it would have been fine.
I constantly am roasting this author because I always want to roast pompous people. That's just who I am. But it's all sarcasm wise. And it's all for fun and games. I don't mean it. Unless you're mean to me or one of my friends, then I might mean it. I add 10 kilograms to each side to get 220 pounds. And Lady K takes up a spotter position behind me as I lift the weight. Andrew doesn't like this. Not one bit.
He doesn't like her looking at my ass.
Yeah, he doesn't like seeing those glutimus maximus flex.
He's jealous of my ass. Bounce a quarter off it.
He waddles up to us and starts talking about how I only got her to spot me because I wanted her to be really physically close to me. Some truth to this, but not entirely the reason. And how she couldn't lift that weight, so why is she spotting me with it? I'm pissed. Lady K's pissed. You don't interrupt a guy when he is in the middle of a set. It's not done. I get to the 5 lifts in a set and step out from the squat rack to yell at him, but before I can get to him, he gets to me, poking me in the chest and saying how I don't respect Lady K and how he would destroy me in a duel. Cringe.
Sorry. He could destroy me in it. I could destroy you at a duel. He was lifting about 220 pounds right there. You doubt it, my dude.
Lady K just gets me to spot her with lifting 70 kilograms, 150 pounds, and I dutifully take up my position behind her, mostly as moral support, as she could lift this weight quite easily, and to shut the do up.
That is also more than I weigh. I believe last I checked, I was 140. Good to know she could easily just lift me.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not really a complaint on my end.
Nope.
Around 15 minutes later, we're both closing in on our 1 rep maxes. Me lifting 130 kilograms and her lifting 59 kilograms. IIRC. Beardo is making comments constantly about how weak I am if I need a grill to spot me, but shuts up when she lifts her 95. Beardy hasn't done anything all session, something else which pisses me off in the gym, and I have been sweating my ass off, making my legs cry. I go over to the dumbbell rack and get 2 25 kilogram bells and do calf raises with them. And Lady K doing the same alongside me as we chat about a whole lot of nothing. She just recently got all clear for her back from the doctor, yay, and so is working out with a passion the likes of which I've never seen before. Eventually we tire and take a break outside the gym, sipping water and just talking. Andrew follows us outside to ruin our break and begins to talk about me as if I'm not there. Stuff like, "Oh, don't you hate it when guys have to prove their masculinity to you?" And, "Wow, there are some Neanderthals in that gym, am I right?" My body rejects the voice. Generally stuff which pisses both me and Lady K off. Then he crosses the line and says, Oh, dear fuck. Dear fuck. Mm.
He
All
says,
of you-
"Oh dear fuck."
No, that's what I'm saying. He's being that motherfucker.
Oh dear fuck.
All these girls in the gym making themselves look like boys, lol. Clearly someone's never heard of Autumn Ivy. Or Kiki Weiss. Olivia Bain. Is it Bain or Bayan?
I don't know.
I just remember the fact that she's like this fucking 5-foot tall Chinese lady who's just ripped as fuck. Must be some kind of anorexia. I don't believe that's why that is, no.
Makes me want to punch him somewhere painful.
I'm gonna break his fucking nose. They would all be so much more attractive if they just put on a few more kilos. Well, some of them are putting on a few more kilos of muscle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You fucking shredded. Of course, it can be hard to put on the weight, as size is mostly due to genetics. No, you're just fat.
Oof.
Like, there is a genetic component to some of it, but at the same time, lifestyle does play kind of a big role in that. Hell, anyone who's ever owned, like, pets tends to have a good idea of that, because, like, a lot of people overfeed their pets.
Here's the thing. We overfeed our dog, but because of the type of dog he is and how his metabolism works, it looks like we've never fed him a day in his life.
Well, yeah. Like, basically the whole thing is that a person, like, the best idea is generally to get to a point where your lifestyle, like, matches your metabolism is the best way to do it. Like, slower metabolism, like, watch diet, have a better watch on your diet, and, like, make sure that you're working out as much as you need to as well. Like, just figure out how your body works and plan your workouts accordingly. Is what I'm saying here. Which, granted, that's just a good idea in general, regardless. We got up seething and walked back into the gym, doing the one-handed bro press-ups, where you hold the other person's hand for balance to work off steam, and to stop ourselves from beating the crap out of a certain beard.
Hold on. Certain.
Okay, for those of you who don't know at home, I got a new haircut. Or like a haircut recently. And there was a moment where I don't think the lady at the salon, like, realized she really did this. But all of a sudden she fucking hooks, like, her finger into, like, the fucking collar thing I wear sometimes. And I wasn't ready for that. I was just like, oh, okay. That's what we're doing.
Okay, so
Married.
we eventually returned to campus, and the three of us congregated in mine and Mr. A's room to watch a film. We watched Inception for like the 10 billionth time, as we all love it, and all love Leo as well. Drinks were
Oh, that
had.
doesn't age well.
We're students, what do you expect? And much bitching was done about a certain fat person. Andu had effectively destroyed all the sympathy that I had towards him, though his laziness, outdated points of view, and just plain idiocy disguised as fat logic.
I'm guessing he's the kind that gets upset at seatbelt manufacturers.
Probably.
Always lose weight. just as you can always gain weight. Some people have a more or less active thyroid gland, but your body obeys the laws of thermodynamics. And as such, by doing exercise, you will burn calories, create a deficit of calories. Yeah, that. My brain is tired.
Yes.
And you will burn fat or muscle to keep your energy up. It is very simple.
She got out.
No, I don't know.
My brain. For those of you that don't know, we just finished recording and reading Sonic High School, so my brain is messing with me on these two upcoming words. Like, I know
genetics and conditions.
But because of how he's typing, it's really messing with my head because of what we had previously read. Because I know he spelled it wrong on purpose, but I hate it because of that. Your genetics and your... I can't.
Conditions.
What? Yeah, that. I can't with that.
God. Fucking hell.
Are less of a factor in your size than your crappy attitude to exercise.
Admittedly, there are situations in which, like, you just straight up aren't able to exercise. However, like, it's this whole fucking thing. Like, there is an issue of obesity in the United States that does actually need to get rectified in some way. Because, like, it does get to a point to where it does actively degrade your quality of life. And, you know, fucks up your organs. Destroys your joints. That sort of shit.
Lifeline short.
Yeah. But at the same time, shaming people isn't the way to go about that, because if you fat shame a person, you're honestly just more likely to cause them to commit suicide than you are to actually get them to turn their life around.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, love y'all. The fact that he's English makes that y'all just... Anyway, love y'all, and thanks for reading my rambles about this beard. It gets worse. It gets so much worse.
Does it, though?
Apparently,
Does it,
part
though?
5 is him trying Facebook, so,
Yep.
let me put that one in chat. Doop 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 doop.
Beautiful image.
I'm guessing that this is meant to be like a joke about the kind of shit that neckbeards tend to put out. Should I start this one off, or Sandrew tries to Facebook? Yes, let's start. Greetings and salutations, fellow Redditors. I'm currently on my holiday from uni and have like 2 months with nothing to do, so I'm a little bored. Writing about Andu is a good way to pass the time, though, so here's part 5. I'm gonna fucking skip the character intros. Except for new character hype. That's a new person.
Okay, new character hype. Cupcake, Lady K's friend and mine too. Notices she was since I was 13, slightly chubby, not bad, but not bad looking, bit of an SJW, but generally nice person. Comes into conflict with a certain guy.
Yay.
Don't ask me why I said it like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
has laid low for the past few days, going to the introduction lectures and trying not to screw up too massively. Mostly successful with this for a while, but then one day he messed up.
As you do. It was a beautiful Wednesday morn. Birds were singing. Students were dragging themselves towards the dining hall like a band of acne-ridden zombies. Except for me, of course, as I was handsome and gorgeous as ever. Okay, I'll let that one pass. Little cheeky. Little cheeky. Mostly we ate cereal and toast, but occasionally there would be some hero that would cook eggs or bacon or something, and zombies would form a pack and barrel towards the serving tables. Guess this is just what dining halls in uni are like. Ow.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
I'm guessing you read ahead.
No.
You're just screaming.
My computer decided to randomly open this file.
Oh my god!
He's laughing. I'm very concerned.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, it was an image from the Godzilla creepypasta. More specifically, the most terrifying one. It was Red's face when it was.
Laughs like that.
It was Red's face when it's made out of, like, what is it? Kill yourself over and over.
Yeah. I didn't even click that. My computer just decided, like, hey,
Guess
you
what,
need to
fucker?
see this right now, apparently.
Holy shit.
I'm crying.
Split
Right now.
yours, because your one paragraph is about. Yeah.
This Wednesday was one for precious available bacon reserves for himself. I watch you sitting next to Lady K as we eat our cereal and peace. Dim down my possible, I softly say, please, Andu, slow down. You're gonna give yourself a heart attack. Next to me, Lady K looks slightly green as his outward bulge made direct contact her arm.
Mm.
I think it's Desi.
Is Desi small D?
It's small D makes my brain go a different way. Please don't say
Not like
small
that,
D.
you pervert.
Please don't say
It's
small
exactly
D.
like that. Don't let him lie to you.
It's a small
Okay,
D
it seems to
cube,
be
baby.
pervert.
I hate myself. You have no room to talk, mister. You have no room to talk.
Alright, it seems to be decimeter. No, that wouldn't be right because decimeters are smaller than meters. Wait, no, but it's...
It can't be freaking football
Wait.
field long.
But if it's that many decimeters instead of decameter... Okay, what is
I
that?
told you it was Desi.
What's... Well, decimeters is smaller than meters, is the thing.
Well, that's a big number, too.
Yes, so my brain's like, okay, what's the cube root of that? I don't have a way to do cube roots on my phone. Fuck.
Why you get Google, and then you ask Google.
Yeah, give me a sec. Fucking hell, don't you shame me. Don't you shame me.
This is
Shame him.
no. I don't
Shame.
because you called me a pervert when you've done worse, sister. So you got nothing to talk about, you freaking hypocrite. No.
Shame.
Okay. The cube root of 2400 is 13, which 13 decimeters would be 1.3 meters.
Cool.
Which would
No one
mean that
cares.
he is short and wide.
Short and wide.
If we are treating this man as a cube,
Yes.
I don't think he's 1.3 meters tall. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm 1.8. 1.3 m2 feet. Yeah, that would make him 4'2". So I guess maybe it's actually supposed to be decameters.
Excuse me.
I thought you were saying
that's
bra
right,
at
that's right.
first.
My
Though at the same time, that would also mean that if it were decameters, then him being a cube would be 130 meters on each side.
I mean, he could be.
Maybe, I don't know. And eventually stops expanding due to atmospheric pressure in the room. A large grease stain was not present on Lady K's white shirt, which... Oh. Wait.
It wasn't present.
Wasn't present, but it certainly had not been there before. I think that's a typo. I think it's supposed to be that it was present. Anyway.
Anyway.
Andu, having finished the gargantuan plate of bacon, speaks, spraying us in half the room with partially chewed flecks of bacon. See, this is why I just swallow food whole.
Freaking snake.
Yeah, it really freaks people out when you deal with an entire slice of pizza. Don't even get me started on calzones.
Goodness.
Granted, you really want to terrify people, go down to Subway, order a footlong.
No,
Anyway.
No, we're not going down that path. No.
It wasn't gonna be sexual.
Sure it wasn't.
I was just going to swallow the entire thing whole, unhinge my jaw, and inhale it.
Never met you before in my life. Yeah, sure.
I mean, in person you haven't.
I know you
Motherfucker.
I've known you over a year. I know you well enough, mister.
Well, great, now I just feel insulted.
Well, You could have come and visited whenever I visited Ichi, but you were too lazy and didn't have the money, so that's on your fault. Shame
I
on
was
you.
at work.
Personal problems. Poor excuses.
Wow. Well, if all
You're
things go
welcome.
well, I'll be working at a hotel, so I guess that would mean that anytime you guys are in town, you'd be able to visit me. Wait. Anyway. Let's see. Where the fuck? Right.
It's
Spraying
painful.
us and half the room with part chewed flecks of bacon. Actually, can I do the Neckbeard voice in an English accent?
No.
You're probably gonna break your vocal cords, dude.
Hey, Llytic. No, I can't. I can't. Do you want to go see a film with me? Sinister came out recently. We can go on our own. The thought of spending a whole day with a body the size of Jupiter was clearly too much for her, as she swooned instantly and fluid dripped from her underwear to the floor. Or she went red and was trying not to laugh in his damn face, whichever. Yeah, I think might want to split this paragraph. Actually, no, I've almost finished it. Never mind.
I was trying to offer you help, but by the
Yeah.
time you finally thought of it, you're literally almost done with it.
Yeah. Oh, that's really kind of you to offer, but you see, she was grasping at straws, at a loss of how to escape from under this elephant's weight. You see, Festus is already taking me to see that movie. Wasn't. It's a crap movie. And I wanted to go with him. Now, I'd say the second Sinister was bad. The first Sinister was alright, although fucking villain was just kind of... I didn't like the jump scares, but the idea of like the whole thing and how it starts out, like kind of turns like a family drama that turns into horror is nice. That's besides the point. I also realized that my phone is in front of my microphone, so I don't know how that's going to affect any of the audio right now.
You sound okay to me.
Okay. Let's see. Now, this would have been my dream come true under different circumstances, as I was really crushing on her. But as it is, I rolled with it to see where it went. Yeah, mate. Sorry, didn't know you wanted to take it, I said. Now, I wanted to see how far this rabbit hole, no euphemism intended, went. So I said, yeah, we've been dating for a while now, and nudged Lady K's arm to let her know it was a joke. As it was, she was bright red and looking down at the table.
British to Aussie?
Wait, did I go Aussie?
You did go Aussie.
The moment you said mate, you just turned and went Aussie. It was
No, she thought
hilarious.
you
You
first, mate.
did.
Gonna make me feed you to a gang. Make me feed you to a crocodile.
Do it!
Flashing back to that one chat where... Wait. He's joking about, like, with that one friend of yours about just body slamming her through a table as some form of sex.
Hold on. My computer decided to be a fuck nugget.
Well.
Too bad I wasn't a fuck McNugget.
No comment.
Anyways. So, what did our master of social interaction do next? Did he scream and yell about how she was such a slut? Or how she would be raped and left for dead? Great game, by the way. By the assholes that just wanted her body? Not immediately. He took to Facebook and posted a bunch of edgy memes about pushing nice guys over the edge and making them snap.
That's
or
what
how
that top thing is
women only go for assholes and how nice guys, TM, are left in the friend zone. I'll try to make some and post them here, but not very helpful.
Okay. Okay, so that's what that top one was. You found one.
Yeah.
In the comments of the memes, he always would link our Facebook profile.
This is about you, by the way.
About who?
No, this is the fact that he's linking their page, like their profiles.
Oh, yeah.
Just as he's posting.
Not a hint at all.
Yeah, so subtle. Who could this possibly be about?
We'll never know.
It's a mystery.
He found us and why we accepted his request, I will never know. And we got a bunch of hate mail from his Neckbeard friends joining the circle jerk that was his account. No joke. On my wall were like 50 different aggressive comments, all of which were deleted by me so that my mom,
Mim.
Mim.
Mim. Mim.
Oh my god. Oh fuck! I just remembered a thing that made me.
It honestly reminds me of, I remember this one YouTuber that would literally, whenever he was feeding his crickets to his reptiles and they were sticking their tongue out and eating it, it would make that same little mim,
Mim.
sound.
Mim.
And it's making me remind me of that. Didn't see, as she does check up on me from time to time. Introducing Cupcake, who goes on to everyone of the Neckbeard's accounts and posts stuff about respecting boundaries and about bullying.
Aw.
Aw.
Oh, precious
Such a
Pete.
sweetie. Aww. She gets really upset because of the comments directed towards the two of us, and so we make a group chat talking about everything and explaining that no, we aren't dating. I have not raped Lady K.
Fucking neckbeards are wild in their assumptions.
Never will. And the obvious, don't tell the parents, they would lose it.
But no, okay, so the mum thing reminded me of, there was like this, British show, called Bodyguard.
Mim.
And so the whole thing is that it's about a bodyguard, like, guarding this one woman, and at one point, like, a relationship develops between the two of them. But throughout the entire thing, he's calling her ma'am. But, like, English accent caused American audiences to think he was saying mom. And so, like, it gets to that point, and, like, the American like, a good amount of the American audience is just like, oh, I guess this is about incest now.
Okay.
Just the fact that everyone was, like, so many people were just like, oh, okay. Guess that's what that is. Ma'am. Oy. Not important, but this is right. I Facebook stalked him for a while and discovered a few odd tendencies of his. That he will go on huge Facebook rants, presumably drunk, then make some advances in stockish-like commerce. Not cormorants. Those are birds. Stalkerish comments on Lady K's really old stuff. Oh no. My dude, you broke the cardinal rule. Don't comment / like their old posts. Fucking hell. stuff from like 3 years ago at the time, before posting passive aggressive memes about nice guys and how they never get laid. You all right there?
Oof.
The 3 years? Or the memes?
Oof.
Or just all?
Oof.
Oof! I can't do it.
Anyways, so I never demonstrated how twisted he is and how he creeps everyone out who meets him and some who never met him, such as Cupcake.
Cupcake!
Should I post a story to the fat people stories too?
Okay, the Lady Saber one, most of that stuff was also cross-posted to r/fat people stories.
Oh, that he linked
Or is
two
it
of the
Tim
exact.
Neckbeardy?
That one no longer available.
They no longer exist. But no, that is a subreddit that exists.
No, he linked some of the images
he
below, and
linked-
one of
he
them
linked some
doesn't.
of them. Neither of them work.
Yeah.
I checked both of them. But no, like r/fat people stories, that is a thing. It doesn't really interest me at all. But if memory serves, it's largely like stuff of like obese customer comes in and gets upset that booths aren't built in a way that accommodates them and shit like that. Or just like that really like stereotypical entitled obese people, I guess. Sometimes like those ones where you kind of get the feeling that part of the problem is the fact that their parents never really told them no growing up.
Yeah.
And it kind of ended up developing into an unhealthy relationship with food.
Yep.
Granted, soak in the whole there are children in Africa starving, so eat your food right now, or you're not leaving your, or like also as well as the you're not leaving the table until you finish your food mentalities.
Yeah.
Because that kind of teaches the kid to eat regardless of whether or not they're hungry.
Yeah.
Which isn't healthy.
No.
Anyway, point is, parenting plays a role in some of this.
Yep.
And on to part 6.
No.
AKA Andrew on atheism. Why is it these people are always like also just the cringiest types of atheists?
Because fuck you. That's why.
Like, they're angry at religion, but they don't actually understand what they're talking about. Because you don't need to understand religion to not believe in God. Like, or any God. Like, that doesn't really take like that. But to actually, like, make an argument on that sort of stuff, like, it kind of helps if you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the Lady Saber one, like, him bringing up, like, well, the Bible has a lot of contradictions in it. It's like, yeah, that's what happens when you have 4 different people writing the exact same scenario, like, writing the same scene, like, writing the same story in the same book.
Yep.
It's going to create contradictions, especially if you end up doing what a lot of Christians have done, which is assume that they're all written by the same guy who, for some reason, is just rewriting the same thing that happened in his life 4 times.
I just read the first 2 paragraphs of this one.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Disclaimer. Also, hi there, Aaron Yeager. What is stated in this part is completely my opinion, or the opinion on Andu. There's no way that I'm taking heat for what that Wast of Flesh said, and if you disagree with my opinion, that's cool, but do I really need to hear your opinion? Ow. All right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did he put the thing of like the characters that are established? Did he put that before the characters part?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Reading that makes me scared.
Okay. Are you gonna read your line?
Yeah, give me a second.
All
right.
Then.
Your line. It's not my line.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry. Like, ever since the update, my computer's been kind of
Weird.
pooping. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
mine is like Llytic. Never mind. You're good.
What?
Alright, so this tale... So this tale takes place shortly after our hero's Facebook frolicking, and I'm not particularly proud of how I acted in this one. Lady K and I are discussing a recent lecture. We both take physics and chemistry courses in the common rooms when all of a sudden, with the screams of banshees heralding his arrival, our favorite Fedora floats into the room. Perched precariously atop the mop of a blot on humanity, people dive out of windows through fire exits. One man runs into a wall in his haste to escape the toxic odors exuded by this monstrosity.
I don't know why, but for some reason, like, I'm just thinking, leap through fire axes. What does that mean? I know that was just like a mental typo on your part, but
I said exits.
you was like fire exits. That was the part where you like corrected yourself. But now
it was more like I started to stutter.
Yeah. But for some reason, my brain heard axes.
I will offer the same thing that I did for Llytic about whenever you want, you can cut yours off and I'll read the rest of it. Because yours is about the same length as Llytic's.
That's basically the entire story right there. Holy shit.
Yeah, this author cannot split into paragraphs. He can't.
Anyways, or he walked in and plopped down on our sofa, depending on your imagination. Andrew seems very, very pleased with himself. He is even humming to the theme song to SNK, the first one.
I'm trying to remember like the misheard anime lyrics. Swinging and singing a sweet song to a potato.
Yeah.
Making love with the bees and the eagles.
Mood. Anyways. So, yeah. Anybody confused about SNK? Just
Attack
on Titan theme song. You know, the
man speaking Weebish.
This is Diego. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, this motherfucker thinks he's fighting Titans.
Little does he know he is the Titan.
Oof! This one, I cringed so hard at this point. I asked him what happened to make him so happy. And he responds with the, "Oh, I just schooled some fundy Christian scum. Lol." The lot of them don't know how to argue and don't know basic facts about evolution and science. Andrew is a physics student, above average intelligence, knows but doesn't work, so he gets by with third-class marks constantly. Both I and Lady K work our asses off doing 2 degrees and get first-class grades in everything because we work hard. Damn it. Everything that I have achieved, I have worked for. Andu coasted by doing as little as he could for his whole life.
I get the pun, I just don't like how it sounds.
I ask him what the hell he means by the lot of them, to which he responds, "Oh, I didn't realize that we had a man here who sympathizes with child rapist and anti-intellectuals."
Okay, that one actually did get sorted out, though. Like, the investigation on the Catholic Church actually did get carried through, and, like, that shit got sorted out mostly. Like, not
Yeah,
entirely.
pretty much.
There's still gonna be some fucking corruption. But,
Yeah. Tell him.
like, I don't fully sympathize with the fucking Catholic Church. I do think there are some good things that have been happening with the Catholic Church recently.
Yeah.
For one, like, the whole thing of, like, granted, there is some stuff that is done purely for the sake of trying to get people to be indoctrinated into Catholicism, which I've never liked the conversion aspect of monotheist religions, just in general. But, like, the whole thing of, like, no, like, quote-unquote cool Pope, again, he still has some issues. I'm not going to pretend he's fucking perfect. But the fact that he has been, like, at least taking some fucking strides to, like, try and make the church less hateful. Not every fucking Christian is Westboro. I just... AKA the people that are so insane that the fucking Klan told them to calm down. I'm not kidding.
Yep, that was a thing.
That was a thing.
Anyways.
Sorry.
I appreciate you, but now is not the time for that rant. I know, but now is not the time for that rant. Anyways, never ever joke about rape in front of me. I'm pretty easygoing most of the time. But same. But if I think you do anything but sympathize 100% with rape victims, you're going to have a bad time. And that's the tea. I didn't realize that you were such a dick-headed and close-minded half-wit who can't see reason when it dances in front of your face. At this point, Andrew decides to go all out. He reaches into his extra-large bum bag, pulls out the problem of evil. You think God is nice, huh? How could he let babies drown in a flood if he's so nice? In response, I use my preferred theodicy, a way of dealing with the problem of evil, the Augustinian theodicy. Evil does not exist, just as darkness or cold do not exist. Evil is an absence of good, as dark is an absence of light, you moronic sack of dog shit. Where did I go? Moronic sack of dog shit. Here we go. Yeah. I'm pissed. I generally try not to swear, but this dog's foreskin
oh my god!
Was pushing
I'm
all of my buttons.
I'm remembering that one.
Same.
There's some people I work with that I need to use that on.
Anyways. Was pushing all my buttons. Andu, the debate master, the fifth horseman of atheism, retorts with the classic, "You've got to be a primary schooler to believe in God. Evolution disproves him." Now I love science, and I want to devote my life to it. And saying that I haven't thought of something is the ultimate insult that you could possibly give me. So I respond, yeah, evolution disproves God. Like a car manufacturing robot disproves Henry Ford's existence, as in, it doesn't. Besides, why would a rational God make the world irrationally? He then says, fuck you, you're worse than they are. How many children...
Oh my fucking god.
Hell no.
Alright, disclaimer, trigger warning. Just straight
Assault.
Trigger warning, mentionings of assault and assault rape, molestation, all that. Just giant trigger warning right here.
Granted, we probably should have had that earlier.
I mean, we kind of did, but we didn't realize it was going to get like this.
We didn't realize
like the guy gave a trigger warning in the actual story. It just didn't think it would get this. But yeah, basically here's your giant trigger warning. If you're not okay with any of these topics, I suggest you
if any people out there have any form of like PTSD or anything like that that's going to be triggered by this,
fast forward. Just fast forward. Anyways, he then says...
Listen for me to say ding.
Yeah, fast forward until he says ding. He then says, fuck you, you are worse than they are. How many children have you molested? How many women have you oppressed? You prick. Come with me, Lady K. You need to get away from this freak before he pulls you into the lie that is called marriage and then systematically rapes you for the rest of your life.
Ding!
So I pushed him. It was only a gentle push. If I had done it to Mr. A, he would have laughed and slapped my back. But Andu went flying. He stumbled back, tripped over his own feet, and fell over. Lady K said, I'm a Christian too, you dumbass. So why don't you stop insulting me, my friend, and my God, and go back to munching your snack foods? Slay
like the thing earlier, you can't... Like, granted, to me, the existence of a god is a non-issue.
Mm-hmm.
That does not affect, like, how I'm going to fucking operate.
Exactly.
But you can't really prove or disprove such a thing's existence if we're talking about a non-tangible, omnipresent, omnipotent being. Like, unless that something like that acts out in a way that makes its presence known, you can't really disprove it, nor can you prove it.
Exactly.
You're kind of stuck dealing with its whim, whether or not it exists. So it kind of doesn't matter. Ugh.
Say, Andrew was upset, and there was a plethora of memes and a freaking paragraph on his Facebook page when we looked. I was mortified and ashamed of myself because I never react physically to people. It proves them right if I feel the need to resort to violence to get my point across. Lady K and I spent the afternoon doing damage control and got no work done. Meaning that my entire Saturday was going to be taken up with catching up on work. Luckily, we weren't reported for our actions and we got away with everything. But Beat Us Boys was starting to get me down big time. Lady K, Mr. A, and I all went to the bar and got heroically sloshed in order to make up for the day. Halfway through the evening, Lady K's phone rang, and she didn't recognize the number, but that's a story for another time.
Once again, I'm sorry for how I acted in this one, but interesting developments happen next story. I'll see if I can find the memes that our resident moron posted, but again, I'm not hoping. Alright, which I think we have time for one last part. Homie!
Fuck you.
Parts are in this one.
Yeah, that sounded more like Yoda than it did like weird, demonic Marge Simpson. So whoops. Homie!
Don't ever do that again.
But Marge...
I'm divorcing you.
We were married? Wait.
Yes.
Wait, no. No.
I'm doing it.
No.
I'm doing it.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
don't
doing
leave
it.
me. Don't leave me.
She loves me more.
Oh, fuck.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
No.
How am I gonna come over here? Right.
I wasn't even doing the demon Marge. I was doing a bad Homer.
Was it?
No.
What was it? What was it again? It was over here. That's about help other.
No,
Oh
no,
yes.
no.
Here we go.
Oh,
We're doing it.
oh,
I'm doing it.
I'm like legit upset right now. You're putting me in sad boy hours.
I'm about to hit the.
No,
Those are
no,
Ay, ay, ay.
no, no,
I'm doing it.
no,
I'm doing it.
no.
For those viewers in my server, there's NicoBot.
Oh. Motherfucker.
I say Nico. Don't judge me.
Yeah, it's Neko,
So you can probably now
fucking
imagine
hell.
what's happening right now.
we have in one of our Discord servers we do have the Neko bot. All
It
all
is
of us are in
also
it.
it is also
Um,
in the Discord that we record this in that you can be a
Yes.
part of.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on how much you don't give us on Patreon.
Point being is using that bot, we are all quote unquote married
we
because of
created
somebody
a polycule of pain.
polycule of
That's
pain,
what
and
this
so
means.
I was joking with him that I was going to divorce him through the bot, but I got him instead. I was like, I'm gonna do it. So when he sees a notification at him come up, he thinks, oh no, she's divorced me, and psych, I kissed him.
God damn it.
Next
My
time you
therapist
won't
is gonna-
be so lucky.
My therapist is going to hear about this once I
Good.
finally
Tell her.
manage to afford one.
It's gonna be like, good, tell her I said hi.
NecoBot, they could try and marry all of us in his
Oh,
server.
God,
because
no.
You're all married in my server.
I'm not
Yeah.
marrying a fan. I'm saying that right now.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
just-
marrying a
you're
fan.
You just crushed all their dreams.
Hey. Being something that could be considered a friend, sure. But granted, like, it's also a whole thing. Even with the meager following, that whole like fan person you're a fan of dynamic is still kind of a bit of an unhealthy power dynamic that I don't want to ever fucking indulge.
So many viewers' dreams. How
Oh.
do you feel?
Back during the days of classic fucking Dan and Phil's. Would you rather date a fan or a llama? Is it a sexy llama?
Is it a sex?
Oh my god.
Okay. Lord of the Hams Part 7, or How My Friend Got Stalked. Alright, Tim Allen. Hi, all. I know that I've been posting very frequently recently, but it felt so good to get all my stories and experiences out there. I would do it even if nobody read it, just so that I could have say some stuff that I've been wanting to say for a long time. This one is going to be hard to write, as it was a really stressful time. Likely to be longer than most, too. Winky face.
Oof.
Don't like that. I
Oof.
don't.
That was not the time for innuendo.
No, that was not an oof and like oof. That was an oof like oof.
No, I meant the winky face.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
That's what I'm
Uncomfy.
saying. Like the whole thing of
Wink at me.
why you don't like some English stranger winking at you?
Winky, winky.
some strange Brit. But no, the fact that it's like
Benedict's
so this is
Cumberbatch.
probably all right. Well, now that we've mentioned him, I have to make the only mispronunciation of his name that I will ever make. Partly because I don't find the mispronunciation jokes really that funny anymore, but also I just find this one fun to say. Bendy Dick Come and Snap.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it's just like, this is a really stressful time, so this story is going to be a bit longer than usual, wink.
Wank wonk.
Like, no, now is
Maybe
not the
really
time to make a
uncomfortable.
joke about length.
Wank
Yeah,
wonk.
no. That's
Wonk wonk.
disgusting, dude.
Just calling this poor man gross. I see how it is.
Only this guy. He's a pompous person to me.
It's the fact
Like,
that he
he has
keeps
some
bringing
good
up the
morals and stuff,
masculinity. Like,
but
well, yeah, there's
how
sometimes
pompous he is and full of himself, no.
there are times where it's like, okay, this kind of works as a joke. Like I'll do the fucking like joking overinflated self-esteem, but I never bring fucking masculinity into it because that just feels cringe. Gender is cringe. But yeah, like it's like jokes about how good looking I am or shit like that. Like the one where he just like called everyone like an acne-ridden horde of zombies, but himself gorgeous. Like, okay, that one's kind of funny. The times when it's like, I'm just that much of a man, less so. Like, that's cringe. Anyway, Ichi-Tan. It starts with so. This.
Full. So, this story starts right where we left off. If you remember, Lady K got a call from a number that she didn't recognize while ever so slightly tittled, utterly smashed,
English
while
is
trying
a
to answer
wonderful
it.
language.
While trying to answer it, she hits the wrong bit of the screen like 3 times. When she finally answers, it's Andrew. Of course it's Andrew. To this day, I don't know how he got her number. Perhaps he bribed one of the reception staff into giving the number. Anyway, she picks up and knows right from the start it's him. He's using a different voice, putting on a deeper, more masculine tone, speaking like someone else, but it's so obviously him, as he hasn't disguised his voice particularly well.
Yeah.
According to Lady K, he asked her to go outside the bar and go down an alley that looked like a horror film setup, as she is not a complete silly goose. She refused and put her phone down to continue on with her evening, only slightly worried where she hadn't been before. The evening goes on, and I need to go to the toilet, so she saves my seat and tries not to look lonely, lest some nice guy TM tries to buy her a drink. Her phone rings again. This is all from what she's told me, as I was busy at the time with the task of emptying my bladder. And this time the number is withheld. Nervously, she picks up the phone, and a different voice speaks. And all it says is the name of our university and her room number before hanging up.
What?
By this point, she's freaking out, and as I return from the bathroom, she tells me that we have to go and that she needs to not sleep in her own room tonight. Mr. Ray's at the back of the bar making out with some girl from campus, so we're not too worried about him getting home. He'll probably sleep in her bed. He does, tonight. So I offer her his bed for the night.
Yeah, get it.
I mean, if you get it, you get it.
Yeah, and this guy can clearly get it.
Very clearly get it.
Wish I
I don't know.
could say.
Sorry, I was gonna make a joke. Just the whole thing of like trying to sound like a different person by deepening your voice. It's like, I don't think I could go much deeper. I don't think I could ever actually try that. Like, Anyway.
Wish I could say that during that night I got the girl and we started dating. That would be fabrication. No, that night I made sure she got to sleep alright. Then I went to sleep too. Nothing happened that night.
It'd be kind of fucking demented if you did that. If you did actually get to like home plate that night. That would just be a terrible time to do it.
Scared.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Don't.
Don't.
No.
No. Then random Facebook accounts started messaging her, but all had been less than a week beforehand. All had been made less than a week beforehand. Oh, that's fucking creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And all were accounts of people that she knew. All of them had told her she was being a stupid slut and that she needed a real man to make her happy.
That
Side
does.
story here. This reminds me of. I gotta say this because I've kind of been through this a little bit. When I was
Same.
in middle school, everyone knew that I never had social media. Really, I've never gotten really into it too much.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everyone said, "I'm so glad you finally have an Instagram, Jessica," and started talking to me and stuff. And I'm like, I don't have an Instagram. And they show me, and it's a picture of me of all these different pets, and it says, and it has my name on it. And I'm like, I don't have an Instagram. I don't know who made that, but that's not me. And I told everyone to stop following it because it's not me.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. It's probably still up if I looked it up.
Oh yeah, no, I never had anybody make a fake social media of me, but I have had what is happening to her happen to me.
Wow. Meanwhile, I had no. Get my with me for a while, in which they said I had to be careful to make sure not to get deported.
You're not telling.
Like, if my hair gets, like, if I were to dye my hair darker, it's a whole thing of that combined with my natural skin tone causes some people to just fucking assume shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just fucking hell. Okay. Did I finish my line? I did not. Let's see. She blocked all the accounts that were messaging her that crap. But I could tell it was getting to her. Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised. Over a period of weeks, she lost a bunch of weight, had shadows develop around her eyes, and lost the bubble from her personality. I was so worried about her, but we had no evidence about who it was and couldn't do anything about it. Yeah, like
That pisses me off.
Even if you technically know who did it, you still kind of fucking need evidence for that shit.
Yep.
This is too real.
Yeah.
Too close to home.
Sorry. After that, a period of silence occurred wherein she recovered her weight, strength, and happiness. I had hoped the weirdness would be over now, but damn how wrong I was.
Well.
I didn't believe her when she first told me, but then she got a microphone and recorded the occurrence. But in the middle of the night, someone would bang on her door and run away. Once, and it's a prank. Twice, a joke gone too far. But for 2 straight weeks, it happened. Oh,
What
heck
the
nah.
fuck?
Heck nah.
What the actual fuck?
That happened to me. I would record it, but then I'd try and get if I had a boyfriend, I'd be like, boyfriend, you're staying with me. I'm scared, shitless. Or I'd get one of my man best friends that I would trust and get him to stay with me.
Well, time to get out the baseball bat.
Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. We. Sorry. I know that's inappropriate, but that's just how my brain went.
I literally pulled out a fucking baseball bat and you immediately start singing that.
Hee hee.
Anyway, back into the closet you go.
But I don't want to go back in the closet.
Not you, the baseball bat.
Oh, okay.
It's not comfortable yet coming out as trans.
T.
And I just realized I outed it to the internet. Whoops!
Whoopsie daisies.
Kay began wearing more makeup to hide the circles under her eyes and had no idea what to do.
Had idea.
Yep.
I tend to have ideas.
Sometimes.
Idea. Let's see. I knew that it was Aunt Drew, but had no hand. But I had no proof. It was so frustrating. You're needing a bed. It's just very frustrating.
Yeah, are you typing this like directly into Reddit, or are you like doing this in a Word document first? 'Cause... Granted, I've never done a long form post to Reddit, so I don't really know. Like, I have seen a few things before that I kind of wanted to post to like r/software gore or some shit. Anyways, my line. Then, about a week after the late night knocks and the door stopped, we were invited to a party. Just a small one, about 12 people total in one guy's house, which he rented for uni as it was close by and he shared it with 3 other people. Just to give you an idea of how secret this party was, just those invited were told in person on the day before the party. Lady K and I went, but Mr. A wasn't invited. It was actually pretty fun until about 2 a.m. when Andu showed up. He was wearing, no joke, a maroon fedora and a brown suit jacket.
Ew.
While corrupting my favorite sport while wearing basketball shorts. They are comfy as a pillow made of clouds. Yes, they are. Fucking basketball shorts are comfy as shit, and I love them.
Yes.
Like, I sleep in those fuckers.
Yes.
Like,
basketball shorts are so comfy.
They make... a suit jacket and basketball shorts.
That is a terrible idea.
Just fucking clicked for me. What the
Forget
fuck?
the fedora.
I mean, it's a Neckbeard story. The fedora is like... That doesn't even need to be mentioned. We already know that's there. Like, if the fedora is not mentioned to not be present, you kind of just assume that it's there.
I'm sorry, Barney.
Oof. Barney?
I said Marnie.
Oh, okay.
I was sorry. I'm literally playing Shield as we're reading this to keep myself from like breaking my computer.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. He just walked in, ignoring everyone's protests, went right up to Lady K, grabbed her hand, and tried to kiss it.
Ew.
Excuse me while I vomit. You know, I was gonna make like a mock vomiting sound, but my brain is just like, hey, if you do that, I'm actually gonna throw up on you.
Yeah, please don't do that. My stomach's still a little queasy from this weekend.
Yeah. Let's see. She jerked her hand away from him and suddenly put me between her and Andu. We left the party right then and there. I let her stay in my room that night because she didn't want to be alone. She got the bed, I got the sofa. In the morning, I went to her room to grab some normal clothes for her to wear after she got out of the shower, and on her door was a sign that said, "Slut is in my room number." I tore it down before anyone saw before returning to my room and passing Lady K her clothes and a fresh towel. What the fuck? This person won't sleep with me, therefore they're a slut. Like, I don't understand that mentality. You know?
Restraining order.
Like,
Restraining order.
frankly, you'd have to be one hell of a slut to sleep with me. Like, fucking hell, your standards would have to be low if you're sleeping with me.
Oh, cool.
It's like, what is with these people thinking they're just like fucking God's gift to women? I don't fucking get it.
You can look at different social platforms and you can see people actually post and believing that they are that.
Yeah. And don't even get me started on the whole fact that apparently a new male dropped. Wasn't expecting that DLC. Did I mention that on the channel yet? Okay, you know the whole like fucking alpha beta crowd, right? Like those fuckers that believe that that's an actual thing?
Yeah, those idiots.
Well, according to them, there's a whole new type of male that happened recently called a Sigma male, which is essentially an alpha male, but not as loud.
Lunala disapproves.
And so literally what these fuckers are saying is just like, yeah, it's like an alpha male, but more mysterious. They aren't as loud and boastful, so that creates this air of mystery that women go nuts for. Hi there, Mimikyu.
Put the L from their loser foreheads in front of it. It says Ligma. You can guess where that goes.
That was like that fucking setup. Yep, and that's Pre-Marina. I believe it's your line.
Yeah, I was just waiting for you to stop.
I think I
wow, that just sounds.
I didn't mean it like that, but okay.
Yeah, I was just waiting for you to shut the fuck up.
You'd be impressed by my correlation, but okay.
Sorry.
Fine.
Over the course of the next few weekends, I often glimpsed a flash of a trench coat or a glimmer of a sweaty forehead that could only belong to one person. Whenever I saw it, I would subtly guide Lady K down an unexpected route and round the back ways. He always found us. One time, I had Mr. A follow us discreetly and take pictures of anyone following us. And sure enough, he was. I felt sick. Lady K never knew that he had been following her around, and I did not want to tell her. So,
I mean, probably should let her know.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, when I was being stalked like that, I honestly, I unfortunately knew. I unfortunately knew who it was, and I just wish that I didn't and that it wasn't happening. So, but yeah, I did not want to tell her, so I became determined to find out how he followed us.
Oh.
K had an iPhone 4 IRC. at this point, so I went into the location settings while she was in the loo one day and turned off all her GPS settings.
Oh
Lo and
no.
behold, we lost him. I now wanted to know how E okay, how E was using the phone to track her. And I eventually found a cheeky little app which appeared to be a duplicate app store icon. But when tapped on it, brought up an option menu on when to send text to a stored number containing the location of the phone.
Gross.
No.
Fucking gross.
Just, no.
That's either gonna be used by fucking stalkers or helicopter parents.
It's one of those things that's supposed to be used by like, I would even say like like those apps. Like, I understand why they were made. Like, be like, oh, I have a
Find
kid
your
and they're
kid.
supposed to
Yeah.
go to all these like practices, and I just want to make sure I know where they're at. Like, that's what it's supposed to be used for. But then you have like, again, the helicopter parents, the
Tiger
stalkers, yeah, all that.
You aren't
Yeesh.
allowed to have a social life. You must only study.
I
Why are you not at the library? Sorry.
What do you mean you went to the roller rink? Why is roller rink the first thing that popped in? I mean, I guess there are still people who go to roller rink.
Your brain is stuck in the 50s.
But without the sexism.
deleted all the entries on the option menu and then deleted the app. Lady K didn't have a passcode, so I texted myself from her phone and took a bunch of weird selfies to give me a reason to have her phone in my hand. When she got back, I told her that she needed to put a passcode on her phone, and after seeing the selfies, she agreed. Wow.
I don't want you ever doing this with my phone again.
I don't want to see your face in my phone anymore. She no longer got followed everywhere, but I still find myself checking over my shoulder when I'm out with her every so often. The Facebook stalking stopped after she made her account private and trimmed down her friend list, and she set specific ringtones for people she knew or companies that she trusts, like her banking company or her phone provider. She only answers if she recognizes the ringtone.
Christ.
I mean, that's pretty much how I've done everything.
Pretty much.
Like, after I finally decided to join social, because when I had my stalker, I
Yeah.
really wasn't on social media just because I really didn't want to be on it.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, because the way AT&T works, even though I had my stalker's phone number blocked and just did not even answer numbers that I didn't know, even though he couldn't like text me or like call me,
Yeah.
he was still able to leave me voicemails, which was what the most fucked up. It was awful. But when I finally decided to make a Facebook profile, I didn't use my real name. Super private. I very, very rarely ever post any kind of face pictures on there.
Yeah.
And when I became friends with people that I figured that he might possibly be friends with, I let them know, and I was like, hey, nothing against you, but this is what happened between me and this person. Like, I'm not going to tell you that you can't be friends with them, but just so you know, I do have this person blocked. Just don't be giving my information to them. And a lot of them went and just immediately unfriended him.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, just, always keep a passcode on your phone.
Yeah. Well, like,
keep your Facebook private. Don't message people. Don't add people you don't know.
Yeah. Like I never really have even the thought that, oh, someone's going to take my phone and go through it. But at the same time, I like having that sense of privacy.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels natural to me. Like, yeah, you put a fucking passcode on it because you never fucking know.
See, like, I have, because my phone has the thumbprint recognition, so I have my thumbprint registered.
Yeah.
I don't even use a passcode. I have a pattern set. And then I have a passcode as the final stage for, like, oh, say my thumb's all weird and I mess up my, like, because sometimes I accidentally trigger the finger sensor, like, when it's in my pocket.
Yeah.
So then I have to use the pattern.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't get why people gotta be like that.
Yeah, it's fucking... People are just fucking gross sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That was hard to write. Reliving it wasn't pleasant, but I hope it brings into context everything else. The stalking stopped, and Lady K got back to her competing swimming level. Some other interesting developments happened, which I'll tell you guys about in due course.
Still to come, Beards doing sports, reporting the stalking, Christmas, and honorable duels for Milady's hand.
All right. That's where we're gonna leave this one. Wait, my brain. All right. Special thanks to Andre D, Summer Moon Soldier, and Destiny Bear for supporting us on Patreon. If you like what we do and like sports in any way, then consider going down to that link in the description and pledging any amount of money you want to the Patreon. You can help us out for as little as $1 a month, although there are rewards for the higher tiers. Alternatively, if you either don't want to send money our way or simply can't, no shame in either, you can always just do the usual YouTube stuff of liking, commenting, and subscribing, as just, interaction helps. It's YouTube.
YouTube.
With that, I'm Llytic.
I'm Ichi.
Jess.
Jess.
Yeah, and this has been What Are We Reading? See you next time.